I'm Nazy Javid.
And I'm Dylan Brown.
That major arrest tonight by the Del Norte County Sheriff's Office. Just take a look at footage from this arrest. Listen. I'm in Eureka on a ride along with Acting Sergeant Greg Hill. He's an expert in this area.
Live for us outside the Humboldt County Courthouse tonight. Leading us off, Nazy, what do you know?
Yeah, Scott, we start with the case against Hugo Peral Aguirre. He is the suspect accused in the shooting of a Humboldt County deputy. We are assessing the heroin epidemic nationally. Major accident on Humboldt Hill Road. This is a live feed right now at the 6,000 block of Humboldt Hill Road in Eureka. Imagine losing your home and all of your belongings, and if that's not stressful enough, being days away from giving birth.
Yeah, that's rough.
Those lower temperatures, especially at night, packing those cold weather shelters.
Yeah, it's a big concern. Promised you beards, football, and chest hair. Well, did you see the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Bucks yesterday, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Nazy?
No.
You didn't see him?
I did not see it. No.
Okay. This time on a college campus.
But why the recent rise in these incidents, and what can help stop this troubling trend?
Nazy Javid with North Coast News. I'm just arriving on scene of a two-alarm fire here in Eureka.
I caught up with him outside the courthouse today, and it's video you'll only see here on North Coast News.
Fair time. Hi, Nazy. Let's get right out to the best of Humboldt Fair right now. Nazy Javid out there live for us, taking in all the festivities. Hi, Nazy. What do you got out there?
Hi, Scott. Yeah, I am actually here on the Ferris wheel at the best of Humboldt Fair. Take a look at below. This is a perfect time to catch that shot because we are stagnant right now. We're going to go try some exotic foods in just a little bit. We have fresh ones they made us right here. And I have a group of friends with me here at the fair who are willing to try it for the first time, too. We're nervous. Are you scared?
Kind of.
You have the fear of God in you right now?
Kind of.
Nazy Javid live for us at the Eureka waterfront. Nazy, you've been tracking this heat.
Yeah, Scott, it has been a record heat week for us here in Humboldt. Some relief headed our way. We are expected to see temperatures drop as we head into the rest of the week. And like you said, possible chance of isolated thunderstorms. Turning our attention now to that swarm of earthquakes rattling the North Coast this weekend. I felt one this morning. Did you?
Yes.
Taking their message to the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors, ABC 23 Scott Rates was at that board meeting this morning.
Nazy, would you buy that house?
I would. I'm a tiny person. I need a tiny house. I'm tired of my big house. I have to clean all the time. Boo. Only about 1% of the state's known growers have been licensed. We were there to witness their serious survival skills here in Humboldt and the tearful reunion. I took these concerns to the Eureka Police Chief to find out how our local department is addressing first responder mental health. Here's what he says. A lieutenant says the officer was responding to a report of shots fired in North Sacramento. We're in Shasta County this morning. A big rig toppled over Interstate 5, dumping logs onto the roadway. Police Chief Steve Watson showing support of new legislation. Live right now here on Facebook, Nazy Javid outside the Humboldt County Courthouse just came out of the courtroom where the judge has handed down the sentence in the Marcy Kitchen case. She has been sentenced to 8 years in state prison. Tonight, in part one of my two-part series, I sit down with my own family after they narrowly escaped the ferocious flames of the campfire in Paradise. I'm outside of Arcata City Hall, where a protest is underway right now, saying it was just not safe for people to live in.
What are you learning at this hour, Nazy?
That's right, Scott. Now, we just spoke to the sheriff's office, who says that man is now in jail. Breaking news at this 10 o'clock hour, a shooting in a Costco store southeast of Los Angeles has sparked a stampede, leaving several people hurt.
This is North Coast News. We're looking for Mr. Cunningham.
An alleged child molester out of jail tonight, and now a community concerned. Investigators tell us the alleged abuse went on for nearly a decade, officials identifying several victims over the years. Today, I went out in search of the suspect with Fox 28's Andy Krause, who joins us live now in the studio. Andy, good evening. And right here on the North Coast, it's no different. The Hoopa Valley Tribe says they continue to offer regular services, but they're having to do it using backup funds.
That's right, Nazy.
And Alex, when can we see this on the state ballot? The sweet Ferndale Elementary student decided to get together with her friends and family, making cards for survivors, lifting their spirits. Moving to Mendocino County now, where police suspect that graffiti found at a Ukiah business could be threatening a local school. Shedding light on just how big the oyster industry is here locally. Dylan, good evening. What do we know at this hour about this case? Heavy rain pounding parts of the state with flood watches and warnings in place from as far north as Oregon to as far south as San Jose. Nazy Javid here. I am at the McDonald's in Eureka. I'll flip you around so you can see what's going on. We just got a report of some sort of accident here, and you can see they've got it taped off. Sunday night, a Napa deputy sees a car sitting on the side of the road, so she stops to check on the driver.
But what happens next is shocking.
Flooded waters making for dangerous conditions. Everyone stay safe. ABC KBVU 23's Dylan Brown is at Arcata City Hall, where a meeting is underway right now. Apparently, people are blindfolding themselves and then they're going outside trying to do various things. Folks, you know what time it is. It's time for Photo of the Week, and this Friday's coveted spot goes to the vegetation fire in Blue Lake.
That's right. This one was reported just hours ago around 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And that wasn't the only event in Humboldt honoring 9/11. Arcata firefighters taking part in a living memorial. Humboldt, the man who pleaded guilty to child molestation charges, returning to Humboldt County Court.
And now people are
talking about the local opioid crisis. You'll hear these community concerns about addiction, crime, violence, safety issues, and harm reduction. The Board of Supervisors approving a grant from RX Safe Humboldt and Aegis Treatment Centers. Scott, what we know is that more than 2 million Americans are addicted to opioid painkillers or heroin. But he's not the only one giving back in these trying times. Good morning, everybody. Nazy Javid here. We are here because gubernatorial candidate John Cox is in Humboldt County. On today's 6-month anniversary, a special series looking back on what was, what is, and what's next.
Before we go, I just wanted to highlight, Nazy, really quick for your Emmy nomination. Congratulations. So proud of you for the 6 p.m. newscast and your fire story.
Thank you. It's
That's
a team
amazing.
effort.
So at 6 o'clock, I told you about National Hug a Newsperson Day. You guys reached out to me on Facebook. You gave me a lot of virtual hugs. And so what I decided to do to give back to you is hit the streets of Eureka and give those hugs right back to the community. Come with me.
Did you know today is National Love Your Pet Day? I'm going to put up a post on Facebook. I want to see you and your pets. Honey, it's actually a swarm of what?
Ladybugs.
Ladybugs.
Wow, you heard that right there. Huge ladybugs. Or, sorry, huge ladybug swarm right there. So many ladybugs are flying around the area. It was picked up on the National Weather Service's radar.
It's not huge ladybugs,
No, it's
Dylan.
not. I apologize.
The bloom, as it's called.
Giant ladybugs.
A deputy was headed to his work assignment at the Golden State Warriors game. Further investigation revealed the suspect was likely a San Antonio Spurs fan trying to intimidate them. That was such a cute story.
Mouse trying to get in the way. Popovich sent him, didn't he?
Spurs fan to
Popovich
intimidate him.
You don't even know who Popovich
I
is.
don't. The World News Tonight with David Beers. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you again at 10 and 11 tonight.
Good night. Thanks for watching.
Good night. This is Popovich.
He accidentally was stuck with a needle and ended up contracting hepatitis C.
Needle stick injuries. On average, 4 or more Eureka police employees a year suffer from being stuck by a hypodermic syringe. 2 Eureka officers have already been stuck this year alone.
The White House turned blue for National Police Week. Flags flown at half-staff to honor our fallen officers.
It's also a time for the public to recognize law enforcement for the perilous duties they perform. And tonight, in my exclusive report, I meet with Eureka Police to explore one of the mounting dangers officers face in the line of duty: needles.
I worry constantly about our officers being exposed through a needle stick.
It was a bright afternoon when I took a walk with police through Eureka.
This is a beautiful park.
The sun shining, water glistening, and police just doing their day-to-day duties.
I mean, syringe litter. So obviously you can see the cap there.
Within the Eureka Police Department, we're always happy to help folks who need assistance picking up needles.
These officers sworn to protect and serve. And now, the new nuisance?
Needles.
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 Needles. Needles.
Watch out for needles.
Nasty needles. And it was here at the Eureka Library where we came across trash, drug paraphernalia, and in the bushes behind a wall smeared with human feces, this needle.
How serious of an issue is this for our local law enforcement officers?
It's a very real concern from an officer safety standpoint and a public safety and health standpoint.
This discarded needle found right next to a park where kids play.
This needle right here could have impaled a dog. We're just on the edge of the children's wing of the library, so it's not inconceivable children could be here. And I don't think there's anyone who has been through being stuck by a needle, especially one that's not their own, that doesn't somehow color how you view needles within the community.
EPD Ranger Dennis Gagnon is part of the Community Safety Enhancement Team. He knows all too well the dangers of needles. So you were stuck how long ago?
I was stuck. It was fairly recently.
It happened while searching a suspect.
We find open syringes on people's pockets.
It's something EPD Sergeant Leonard LaFrance says cops see regularly.
And so when we search people, if we're arresting them, that causes a lot of exposure for us.
And with more exposure comes more risk of needle stick injury. Have there been any recently that have happened?
Well, we've had 2 this year that I'm aware of, and a good dozen accidental needle sticks since 2015.
In Ranger Gagnon's case, it went through his glove into his hand. He was rushed to the emergency room.
Had a blood draw done, and then they'll monitor me over the next year for potential bloodborne pathogen exposure. I feel a little bit like a victim. If I was in the park and somebody punched me in the face, I'd have some recourse. But here I got stuck by a needle, and there's really no recourse for me. And I think we as citizens maybe feel a little victimized when something happens to us that was not at all our fault. And then you go, there's nothing I can do about this.
And he isn't the only one. Another EPD officer getting stuck, and that time, it was infectious.
I know of at least one case where an officer contracted disease, in that particular case, hepatitis C. Unfortunately, the officer went through medical treatment and has been completely cured, but it was a very frightening and stressful situation for him and his family.
You know, the challenge is that it affects your work, your mindset at work. It affects primary relationships that you may have.
And people often they forget about that. That yeah, it's a 1 in a million chance it happens to you, but still, you could be that 1 in a million.
It's a serious, significant, and frankly scary issue that they face here in Humboldt. And I checked. Thankfully, though, Ranger Gagnon says the tests have come back all clear so far. Sorry. The emotional reunion. We found them! A mother and father reunited with their daughters. Search and rescue teams finding Caroline and Leah Carrico alive and well. This more than 44 hours after they were last seen in southern Humboldt County. The sheriff's office pulling out all the stops.
I can show on the map where they've been.
Calling in the National Guard in a massive multi-agency search. At least 250 personnel responding.
You're looking at the elevation here, it's 1,600 feet. You worry about hypothermia.
Caroline and Leah have been found.
Around 10:30 Sunday morning, searchers finding the 2 little girls just under a mile and a half from their home in Benbow.
Hey, these guys get it.
Finally, around 8:30 Sunday morning, crews getting the clue they would need to bring these girls home. Boot tracks seen in an area near Richardson Grove State Park. That's where the sisters were found, huddled together under a bush. The girls telling first responders they were following a deer trail, getting lost. To survive, drinking fresh water from huckleberry leaves.
A positive outcome like this is just, again, absolutely amazing, and I can see it none other than a miracle.
My girls are found and alive.
In Humboldt County, I'm Nazy Javid reporting.